St. Peter in the second reading tells us to rejoice to the extent that you share in the sufferings of Christ, so that when his glory is revealed, you may also rejoice exultantly. Ordinarily, we do not connect rejoicing with suffering. What is the connection between joy and suffering? Love is what relates suffering to joy. I invite us to reflect on how love relates suffering to joy by beginning with natural reality and ending in supernatural reality. John in his Gospel relates suffering to joy by describing a pregnant woman in labor. He writes, "When a woman is in labor, she is in anguish because her hour has arrived. But when she has given birth to a child, she no longer remembers the pain because of her joy that a child has been born into the world." The suffering of labor becomes transformed into a joyful event when a woman accepts the responsibility of giving birth to the baby she's carrying. Benedict XVI defines this responsible acceptance as an inward acceptance. He writes, "Anyone who has inwardly accepted suffering becomes more mature and more understanding of others, becomes more human. Anyone who consistently avoided suffering does not understand other people. He becomes hard and selfish. If we say that suffering is the inner side of love, we then also understand why it is important to learn how to suffer. When we responsibly accept the suffering that responsibility entails, such as the responsibility of a mother to her unborn baby, a father to his children, then the suffering can become transformed into joy, for it now has meaning embedded in a person other than myself that I am responsible for helping to mature. Natural suffering can be transformed into natural joy when we responsibly accept the suffering out of love for another person. Natural suffering can also be transformed into supernatural joy when we responsibly accept suffering out of love for God in the person of Jesus Christ, whose very life we participate in baptism. As Brant Pitre so well states, every time we receive the trials and tribulations and sufferings of experience as participations in the sufferings of Christ, and we learn to glory in them, through that suffering and through that grace that comes through it, we actually expand the impact of the church. Jesus loves us so much that he wants us to participate in the redemption of the world, not by adding anything to Jesus' perfect act of redemption on the cross, but rather by applying his perfect act of redemption in time to those in need. Lord, grant us the grace to accept with love the responsibilities you have given us, whether being a priest, wife, father, or in another way. Out of this love, may the suffering we will encounter in being responsible to those we love be transformed by your perfect love as we apply your perfect love to those in need. God bless.